All right. Jesus. Without much further ado, welcome to some TSW6 some requester route. Nabil, Els, Lasagna, how are you doing? Good to see you guys. Thank you very much for coming along. Feel free to start sending through your requests. I will start up a little list on my mobile device. No mods other than God mode, so hopefully that also means no crashes. Fresh reinstall today. We'll see how it goes. Without much further ado, how about you drop me a route? How about that? How about that, Nabil? I think I'm going to use this. Also, I cracked how to. Okay, maybe not. That flopped. I thought I'd figured out how to not make my fan move by itself, but I lied. Gatwick Express. Gatwick Express. Okay, Gatwick Express. Gatwick Express. Gatwick Express. Gatwick Express. What a good shout. I actually really miss London Commuter. I'll be more than happy to do a Gatwick Express run. More than happy, bud. 1020 on Mitten Road Barn. That's a no. See, I pride myself on being able to maneuver through, more or less every train and every route. Mitten Road Barn though, it's one of the more challenging ones. Dare I say more challenging in my mind right now than a steam train run. Hello, Mr. Dan. In a crappy mood. It's only 2 past 11. 11 past 2? 11 past 2? Oh, this is hot. How about you go to your favorite restaurant today? East Coast Way. You lot want it to be an Electrostar Fest today. East Coast Way, no problem. If you got any like specifics, please do let me know. Train service. Right. This should be fairly simple. I am missing the timetable with the 700 though. I'll say that much. I don't think there's really anything else to do. Bro, there was a time when we just had like completely non-functional GSMRs. That's a little bit crazy, I think. I used to like so bad at the station. So bad. You're supposed to just click anything. I mean, the Gatwick Express services are very specific in it. Either it's Victoria to Gatwick or Brighton to Gatwick in it. I guess you can have services that go all the way, right? That'll go from Victoria to Gatwick to Brighton. That's why I do Mitten Road Barn only on modern timetable with the Talent 2 and speed set. I didn't think you would be someone who struggled with driving the 1020 Nabil. I would have said Brighton Seaford run, but it's over 30 minutes. No, Brighton Seaford's a short one, isn't it? Isn't it the other one that's long? Brighton to... I forgot the name of the other one. I'll find something there anyway. I'll find something. Class 465 would have been better. I think... Can you even do Class 465 runs on here? I don't know if you can. I've never done one. And if you were able to, I think those runs would be super short. You don't like that train at all. Fair enough, man. But why don't you like it though? Is it the challenge of it that you don't like? Like it's too challenging. I actually don't think it's too bad. I quite when the gameplay pack or the DLC for that train came out, I actually kind of enjoyed doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I think part of that enjoyment though came from the fact that I had reasonably mastered what was quite a difficult train to drive. So maybe like the pride that that gave me was part of like my enjoyment. Look how bright those lights are. My god. No mods, by the way. What the hell? Eastbourne. Oh, Eastbourne's the long one. Okay, yeah. So Eastbourne's the long one, and then Seaford's the short one. I think that's only like 20 something minutes. No. Oh yeah. Also, I need to do my little thing. I say my little thing. That. We're getting smokes at the moment. Wasn't the crash on that line the other day? Yes, it was by Lewis. I like the Silent 2 more. What did I miss? Sorry. What did I miss? Whoa, why am I lagging? I'm not lagging, but like, it's not 60. So much going on. This is still by far like strongly within the top 5 routes in the game because of how busy it is. After Mitten Ward Barn. What was it? I saw that you said you told Els I don't use mods anymore when he said drive to 700, and then you said that you don't struggle, but you don't like that train at all, and that you like the Talent 2 more. Anything else I didn't see. Brighton Seaford's not long. Brighton Seaford's not that long. It's Brighton. It's Eastbourne, isn't it? Isn't it Eastbourne the long one? I guess we'll have a look after Mittenwald Barn. But I'm pretty sure Seaford's the short one where they're like 20 minutes, and then it's the Eastbourne ones that are 40 minutes. No, I know Brighton to Lewis is short, but Lewis it's not even an endpoint. The 2 endpoints are Eastbourne and Seaford. It's my favorite DLC by far. Bro, like, I see why. I see why. It would benefit so much from a remaster, man. I don't think... I... Maybe it is too much work. Maybe it is too much work. If they say it's too much work to remaster, then it's too much work to remaster, innit? Yeah, you can't hear much because, I mean, we're driving a fairly quiet train. All you're really going to be hearing is the AWS things. And, like, whenever I move the throttle controller. Seaford is longer. Fair enough. Maybe I've got it. I've got them the wrong way around. Like I said, I'll check them anyway when it comes to doing the services and finding which one to do. Are you taking a job as a driver on the underground or national rail? If I was offered both right now, national rail. I've said that for a while. I think I'd much prefer national rail because you're outside. I like the different trains that you see, the different trains that you might be driving. I think it's just an all-round better experience than tunnels. Lewis is an endpoint for some southern services. Maybe for services that are going to different destinations. Well, in terms of like with regards to the remaster, they've said, and Matt has said this as well, that the route is basically like on the like edge of like how far they can push it. So if they were to remaster it now and bring in, the new lighting system, add the 700 into the timetable, it would just like, yeah, it would just fall apart. Basically, it would be unplayable, especially in this economy where consoles are constantly suffering from blurry textures. And then yeah, there's the business side of it. But that's why I think it would be like a nice, like if someone was to just do it, not DTG themselves, but you know how like for example like Fuller's did the remaster for Köln Aachen. Now I wouldn't want it to be done in that quality, but that sort of concept, like a new third party or someone from the community takes it upon themselves to make it happen. Or will I be driving a national rail? That's a good question. I don't think I know like that many trains, but I think out of the few that I do know, maybe I don't know, I think Electro Stars would be boring. So I don't want to say Electro Stars. Um I don't know what class of train it is that does the Greater Anglia services. Maybe that, maybe the Flirts. You know what I actually wouldn't mind though. I wouldn't mind driving the Elizabeth line. I like how you go from inner London City, tunnels, then you sort of start branching outside of London, above ground, like Southall sides. And then on the way to Reading, you just go through like actual countryside. I love that transition. It's so crazy when I took the train to Reading to pick up my car, the Elizabeth line. And I think to myself, raw, like I'm in Reading with this train, the same train that I can get to Woolwich. Like it's mad. The Elizabeth line is a very mad, like a very, very, very mad line. It does a lot. And it's fast and it's long as hell, like crazy, crazy capacity. Air conditioned. Never had an issue with air conditioning on those trains. Yeah, man. And they're genuinely a pleasure to like ride in terms of comfort and like quietness. I think it would be a pleasure to drive them. I know it's not National Rail, but that's like something that I've thought for a while that would be quite nice to experience. I'm just making my own train sim. Yeah, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Elizabeth line is not bad though, even though it's not National Rail. Yeah, but it basically is. To be fair, once it gets past like, once it goes above ground, basically, it's more or less like Great Western Railway. What makes me say Electrostar is boring? I don't know. It's funny because it's the same thing as like driving those trains that I just said on the Elizabeth line in terms of like control methods. but I think I don't know, because when I say Elizabeth line, I'm thinking even more the route itself. I think is quite interesting. So you might be driving a train that's like fairly simple to drive. I mean, I think they're all fairly simple to drive at the end of the day, really. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't know what would be like like an interesting line, because even if I was to say, for example, oh yeah, driving somewhere along the Riviera must be so cool. It's cool for me being a Londoner, but cool, I'll do that for 6 months. I'll do that for a year. Is it still fun? Is it still something that I would enjoy doing? I don't know, man. I don't think so. Yeah, I said I'm talking bears. Now you're keeping chat alive, man. Or keeping chat alive. We're taking the pressure off Nabil. Usually it'll be in the build. I'll be keeping chat alive. It's a techie one doing this kind of streamer at 2 p.m. But I don't know. I felt like it made more sense to me personally. Maybe I'll reserve the request the route streams for 6 p.m. Because at least on the other streams, if no one's talking, it's like, okay, cool. I've already got like my own plan for what I'm doing on the stream. Whereas this stream actually relies on engagement. And to be fair, there's an hour and a half of routes that have been requested, so we're good for now. But yeah, generally speaking, it does rely on engagement. Best train line in London. It is the best train line in London. 100%, man. 100%. Train goes all the way to Woolwich on one end. On the other end, it goes where Shenfield, I think. Crosses through the entire like central London. Goated. Then goes to either Heathrow, goated, or up to Reading. Goated. Like, it's a mad line. It's actually a very mad line. I think it 100% is the best line on the Underground network. It's not part of the London Underground, but it is on the network. I might get done by TPWS. Cannot believe man's in Croydon, bro. Why am I giving a red signal in Croydon? Dope JC for TSW. I would enjoy it. But I just wonder, with so many tunnels, with so much of it in tunnels, would other people find it fun? And if it was to come into the game, would the entire line come into the game with all the branches at Heathrow, Reading, Woolwich, and Shenfield, or do we only get half the line or half the branches? Because if you're not going to do it justice, I'd rather you just don't bring it into the game at all. UK trains are all easy, yeah. And honestly, even like the BR Blue trains were easy as well. You know, a lot of people, like a lot of like fans of older trains, will call the new stuff like, oh, plastic toys or whatever. But like, how hard? Like, are you telling me, okay, because you've now separated the brake and throttle levers, all of a sudden it makes it more difficult to drive? Like, I don't really understand that. If it's about like the dieselness and the sound and the thrash and all of that, that's fair, I understand. But in terms of like ease of driving, the older stuff was as easy as the newer stuff. Not, of course, something like the 101 or like geared systems. Of course, they come with their own complexities. But for the most part, if you can drive an Electrostar, you're technically able to drive a class, I don't know, class 37. Trains don't really take brain power as much as a plane. Oh yeah, no, 100%, 100%. What it does take more of is focus. You have to be locked in. You have to be locked in. You can't like get distracted for one moment, man. You miss a signal, you miss something on the track, you're cooked. At least with planes, you do the hard work on the ground, but then once you're in the air, you just leave it completely in the plane's hands. And there's a lot less to collide with than a train. Hey Sammy, just swinging by. Got to drive to Sheffield soon. Have a safe journey, man. Appreciate you popping by. How are you? Hope you've had a good week so far. I can enjoy my TSW run now. Which one, Nabil? Are you talking about one specifically, or are you just talking about TSW in general? This Electro style looks like Roblox. I don't know why. Maybe because Roblox have done such a good job, or the developers there. Number one, it is like, you know, you can tell that it's old. You can tell that it's nothing released during TSW 6. But also, it's very simple. It's actually very, very, very simple. Because of how simple it is, I was thinking about making a cab, like a 377 cab. Controller. Maybe it wouldn't have every single button, but it would have like the clickable ones. It's just like super simple, man. Super simple. Oh, because Els is doing the talking. No, I hear it. I hear it, man. When you say you do like earlier, Els, what are you talking about? You do like earlier trains? I don't have anything against them personally. I just find it odd the way people compare them sometimes to modern stuff. Like plastic one handle toys is what they'll call them. Okay. Compared to your two-handle diesels. Oh, earlier streams. Why do you prefer them? Why do you like them? I'm doing 218 on Notice One. You know what? 218 is one I haven't driven in so long, but I still remember. I think you need to put it into notch 2 to start moving, right? And the icon on the dashboard needs to go or something like that. I've kept making sure that I remember that for when I drive it again, because I see it around quite often. But I just won't. I haven't driven it since it released. That was what, TSW 4 or beginning of TSW 5. The whole generation are just delusional. Of course, yeah, of course. Things were always better back in the day, innit? Things were always better back in the day, and that's what it is, you know. And when they were young, I'm sure the old people of their generation were saying the same thing. It's just something that will always be there. I think sometimes it is objective, but like 95% of the time it's just opinionated. Yeah, same. I say it myself as well. I say it myself as well. And every time I say it to someone in conversation, in my head I'm just like, "Oh, you're such a hypocrite, Ads. Like, you know why? You know what you think about people that say that. So why are you saying it like yourself?" But I think I talk a lot of crap sometimes just to make conversation of people, or just to get the conversation over and done with. There are certain things that I actually do stand by with regards to that, but for the most part I just say it to get a conversation over and done with. What do you mean, yeah, you do? You're saying that like you know me. Damn, we're down to 3 viewers. I shouldn't have brought these streams back. Treasure Street Mafia. It's a great route for the 218. In my opinion, it's better than Hamburg Lübeck. Jackson!
Bonjour, Mr. Sir.
Bonjour, monsieur. It's been a while, man. How you been? Thank you very much for the 23 months, boss. Fits it better than Hamburg Lübeck? Really? I thought Hamburg Lübeck was like... the route that made the most sense for that loco. You're good. That's good to hear, bro. I'm blessed. Thank you, my man. Can't complain, my guy. Can't complain at all. Whoops. I cannot wait to get over the hurdle of making like a lever for my controller. I'm still struggling with that. And there's nothing online that will like help. Like you get so close, but there's nothing that actually guides you through the process. As soon as I crack that, I got so many ideas, man. Oh, your opinion, okay. Both make the same sense if they both operated there at some point. Okay, fair enough. I thought you were speaking objectively. How have they got dried grass on here? Or is that just bad textures? Either way, it's good timing. There is dry grass everywhere across Europe right now. Also, it looks like it's raining in this tunnel. I sincerely hope not. Bro said you're not in the Boeing era. It's only a phase. How do you know it's only a phase, man? Maybe this is a turning point in Elsa's life. What if bro moves forward and never looks back? He's only said he couldn't get along with the 737 Max. Or maybe like things have changed now. Also, what does it really mean when you say you don't get along with a particular plane? That you just struggle to fly it? It's a struggle to like learn it? Because if I was to say that about a train, I guess a part of it would probably be preference. It just doesn't feel right. But then I think a part of it could also be, yeah, it's just too hard, basically. Seven 737 just sucks. Oh yeah, all of you are flight nerds. Jackson included. Passion. Okay, that's valid. I don't recommend getting the PMW 737. But is it asked because you're not familiar with it? Like I don't know what plane you really enjoy at the moment, but surely there was a point in time when that plane was ours and you didn't really get along with it. It was never us. But are you looking back at it with rose tinted glasses though? Because you enjoy it so much now. No, I hear it, Nabil. Nabil, have you ever considered like cloud gaming? Like, your PC is good enough to run games, but obviously not to the, you know, not to the level that or satisfies you? Good question. It wouldn't work with the mods and DLCs, to be fair. Well, DLCs maybe, you know. I'm not quite sure exactly how DLCs work with regards to cloud gaming. Because, like, TSW's been available for cloud gaming, and people could buy DLCs for it. So, how they did that, I'm not sure how it worked. I'm not sure if it was all connected to the Microsoft account. You would be, like, there would be a cost to it. It's like, okay, you'd get smooth gaming, but you lose out on that specific content, and you're paying. Look at this, guys. There's a crossover. Look, trains, planes, Gatwick Airport. This is the crossover. Oh, 166. I swear that's like very rare to be seen here. Were they always using this livery? Bruce would rather not answer. It's all third party DLCs. Okay, yeah, that's a bit of a myth then in that case. Yeah, you don't want to go to 4K, man. Like, there's visually a very like obvious difference between 4K and 1440p, and yeah, like a part of me really enjoys 4K, but when it comes to like gaming, I also wish I had never experienced it. I might do that 23-minute service. Oh, it's a 28-minute one here. Sort the newly arrived freight train. Okay, so it'll be sorting. Okay, let's just do that 23-minute run. I run all my games at 4K. Bro, anything less than native looks like crap. El Zug. Right, it has been literally maybe 2 years or 1 year since I last drove this. Let's see what I remember. Oh, no, we're not doing freight. Okay. Okay. Unlocking doors wasn't a problem. It also thinks I'm at the back of the train. Once again. Driving a 111. Oh, you wanted the 1020, isn't it? You wanted the 1020. I'm gonna have to do that on the timetable. Glad I'm on 1080p. Yeah. I was playing at 1080p recently, but on like a 1080p screen, and it doesn't look terrible. You can tell. I can tell that okay, this isn't 4K, but it doesn't look terrible. 1080p on a 1080p screen doesn't look bad. 1440p on a 1440p screen doesn't look bad. But when you go to a 4K screen and try and play in 1080p, it's horrible. Ah, I didn't delete these. Okay, I'll keep it there for now. They shouldn't cause a problem. Do I focus on my life or upgrade my PC? That's brazy. Let's do this one 25 minutes. Freight run. I'm not mad about a freight run. 1080p on my TV is like 480p. Exactly, because it's a 4K TV. But if it was a 1080p TV, it would look completely fine. Completely fine. Yeah, you'd notice a lack of detail, but it wouldn't be half as bad. I forgot you don't even sit in these trains. That's so crazy to me. Just carrying some planks. Okay. Let's see how this goes, man. Even 4040p doesn't look great. No, bro. I'm telling you, on a 4K TV or just a 4K screen in general, in my experience, anything that's not 4K just looks bad. Honestly, just looks bad. Which really sucks. 59 is the price of a car. 5090 is the price of a solid car. I got my car. My car is a 7-seater. It's a sports model. Very capable. And it cost me half the price of a 5090. It is crazy, bro. It really is something else. Don't forget to lock the brake key. Why? Remind me what it does, Lasagna. I don't remember. Is 4090 up to standards? I think a 4090 is more powerful than a 5080. You'd have to double check. The extra memory helps a lot in modern day titles. But I haven't seen like graphs comparing the two side by sides. But if you're talking in general, is it up to like modern standards? 100%. 100%. The 3090 is still up to modern standards. Mostly thanks to its RAM. So I'm looking like, I've got the perspective looking down quite a bit because of CFA and Indusy, because they'll shine on the 3 lights on the left, on the bottom. Although CFA hasn't popped up, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. Wait, have I turned CFA on? Have I turned anything on? I did it in the 111, but I don't know if I did anything here. Where are the things for that? Okay, now they're on. Hello CP, I'm good, thank you, my man. How are you doing? Good to see you. There's an engine room in here. That I don't remember. Oh, more plane action. Okay, I don't know where CFA is. I'm just gonna look straight up ahead, there's no point. You got more plane action, fellas. Some old school planes. I love volumetric clouds and LiDAR. Like, I love seeing clouds below, like, the mountain peaks. They just look so good. Okay, the planes don't want to spawn anymore. I have locked the brake key, yes. What's the purpose of locking the brake key, Lasagna? Please remind me. Any run on Manchester Airport. Okay, dokie. Mac. So you don't accidentally push it to shut down. Oh, okay, yeah, I have done that already. Thankfully, it doesn't really seem punishing when you do that, which I'm not complaining about. But I have done that already. This is a beautiful route. It really is. I remember how laggy this was for me with TSW4, I think it came out on. My PC at the time with mods was not ready for this. Fresh reinstall, by the way, so shaders, caching, lagging, all that good stuff is going to be present. But I don't think I'll be modding my game until whatever comes next. So this should be the last warning, at least for now. Boss is just getting a mouthful. Just after getting a mouthful from you, and Boss is just after getting a mouthful from me on how there's need to pull their weight. Please elaborate that. I know you're typing in a fury and a rage, but I can't side with you if I don't know what you're talking about. Well, how is that a pause moment? You're moving like young Spray. Boss is just after getting a mouthful from me on how the others need to pull their weight. But why is he after getting a mouthful about the others not pulling their weight? Now, see, Els, it's all about how you think, bro. And if that's how you think, I'm not going to judge you. Yeah? I love you the same, my brother. But, you know, if you swing a certain way, be open, man. That's okay, Dan. I understand. Well, I don't understand exactly, but I can empathize. Empathize? Empathize, that's the one. So I'm probably not really helping out much. Sorry that I'm having a bit of a rough day. I will continue digging myself a deeper hole. Can we stop this talk about people getting out? Bro. Your name should not be that boy Els. Your name should be wifey that Els. I say your name should be, bro. Is that a bad thing, Dan? They're doing 90% of the work. This may sound like I'm playing devil's advocate, but is that a bad thing? As long as no one's putting pressure on you to do other people's work, which I would treat differently in a separate conversation. But if you're just doing your own thing and you're the only one locked in while others are like faffing about, is that such a terrible thing? Machiavelli! Hello, how are you? Didn't sound empathetic at all, but that's me. Yeah, that's fine. That can be you, bro. It wasn't towards you, so it's okay. You get it? It wasn't for you. So that's alright, bro. No problem. That is a bad thing. On the company, yes, but if there's no pressure on you yourself to do other people's, let's say, okay, you're locked in, you're working, you're doing the work. You're doing what you're paid there to do. And you're going in, but the others are being a bit lazy or whatever. Like you're going in, like you're doing your work. You're doing what you're there to do. You're doing what you get paid to do. You know. It's bad that they're not doing work, but I don't think it's such a terrible thing that you're doing a lot of work and they're not. I know that might sound hard to swallow at first. Else, don't do anything about that. Good, but a bit grumpy. I hate stopping smoking. Good for you. Good for you, my man. The grumpiness, it comes naturally with it. As will some other things. But once you get past that stage, it'll become a lot easier. You'll still crave it forever, probably. A pack of smokes will always sound like a good idea. But yeah, you get after this hurdle, and then it just becomes discipline and self-control afterwards. But the cravings, well, I don't think the cravings will ever go away. I think it's just the nature of addiction. You can seek it in Christ, to be fair. I haven't played the new. I've never played an Assassin's. Oh no, I've played an Assassin's Creed game. I played the one that was set in Iraq and Baghdad, the one that came out a few years ago. I played that for like, I don't know how many hours I got in that game, maybe 10 or less. And I had it with my Ubisoft Connect or whatever it was called at the time. And then yeah, I no longer had the I no longer had that anymore. Look at this peaceful bliss. How about this for a view, man? I think this is one of the best looking routes in the entire game. This is a TSG route, right? They really done this justice. This is the old TSG, man. This is the old TSG. They really done this route justice. I love just like hearing the sounds of the birds. You know what? I just want to step outside for a bit, man. I actually just want to chill outside. This is just so nice. I can almost like smell the greenery, you know? So peaceful, just in the middle of nowhere. You know, I stopped 2 times already, bro, and you're still persistent. Just the fact that you've relapsed, got back into the mentality of quitting, relapsed again, got back into the mentality of quitting again, bro. That's mad. That's mad strength. And even relapsing, it means okay, you still go back to it, but you take like a huge break from it, which is good for your body. Who would mean everyone's not in a good mood? It's only Dan. Who else is not in a good mood? Dan usually has a lot to deal with at work, so I don't want to say it's normal, but it's not a surprise when Dan's upset about work because there's a lot of bollocks and BS that goes on there. Oh, this is nice ASMR, man. My lights are on. I don't know what my lights are on. They're on, as you can see, but I don't know what setting they're on. Let me see if I can find the switch. Where would it be? Over here somewhere? Train heating, blowers, battery charger, compressor, main circuit breaker, pantograph, control. It's on the right. Oh, it's on half. Wait, should it be on half or full? Because it's daytime. Yeah, they're a bit brighter now. Sit on the grass. I'd love to. There you go. Shame I can't go full veg mode. No worries, Machiavelli. I think it's important to honor it, you know. Like it does. It's tough, bro. It's tough. It's really tough dealing with addiction. So I'm very proud of you. You're not. Why are you not in a good mood? You didn't tell me anything about not being in a good mood. Els. In Austria, you usually drive with the lights on full. Okay, so what are the situations where you would use half? There has to be a purpose for it, right? Even then, an issue that was meant to be fixed in 25 may still not be fixed 56. Bro, you do as much as you can from like your position. And what's like genuinely out of your hands. There's literally nothing you can do, man. I was drinking a Scotch, Jackson. I'm joking, it was a coffee. The rush in my veins sucks, I suppose, over the... What's my secret addiction? If I told you, then it wouldn't be so secret, would it? If I was a train driver for this look, I'd have to bring a chair from home. Yeah, there's no way these guys were standing for however many hours they were working for. No way. I mean, they probably were, to be honest. Maybe use half to not blind the German on the track. These lights were so dim. You can't blind anyone with these lights. Look like goat's milk. Is goat's milk black? When passing trains in tunnels, arriving in tunnel stations, they feel like not blinding the passengers. These lights, what? These lights could not get that bright, bro. There's no way. You know me like the back of my mind. Are you still trying to put fear in me for like whenever we link up? Thank you for the posture check, Machiavelli. Needed that, I think. On modern trains, yeah. This is not a modern train. My video got blocked in some territories. Oh, bro, it was Thomas the Tank Engine. Thomas the Tank Engine makes my streams blocked in Russia, and then the video gets demonetized. I can't build a Russian like fan base. I like the lighting in here. I think they've got it absolutely spot on. It's perfect. Is this really is this really like a 24-minute run or 25-minute run? I feel like that wait was quite long. Imagine getting stuck in the middle of this tunnel, or like breaking down. This is a good CIFA alert. That will wake you up out of the deepest sleep. I really never did this route justice. I played it quite a bit when it first came out. And then I didn't really touch it afterwards, except for Request the Route streams. I think I should come back and try and do a, what's it called? Like a journey mode run. Just as a reminder for what we got on the list at the moment. So after this is going to be East Coastway. After that, Manchester Airport commuter. And then there's nothing afterwards. So feel free to put your requests forward. When Flight Sim, no plans for Flight Sim at the moment. I've even just had to remove Mafia out of the schedule. And I would rather play Mafia on stream than Flight Sim. Please make plans. I wouldn't hold my breath. I just can't fit it into the schedule. Especially the next few months, there's going to be a lot of train content. Plus SnowRunner. And like those two alone take up 4 days minimum. It is time consuming, but like just to add another game, how would I do that? Maybe if I was streaming twice a day like I was doing before, there'd be a chance, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. Like the next type of game I do want to play is like Peak or like Big Walk. So let's say for example I do 2 days SnowRunner, 2 days Train Sim, and then 1 day a game like that we all play together. If Flight Sim was to come into the schedule, it would have to replace either Train Sim or SnowRunner, which I don't have any plans to replace at the moment. If I was able to like stream on the weekends, I think that would open the door for another game, and then possibly it could be Flight Sim, but I can't afford to do that at the moment. So limited to 3 games max. Bless me. I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say never. Just not right now. I think I would definitely enjoy flying an Airbus and flying a Boeing and flying a Cessna and flying everything. But yeah, a big part of that is learning first. I'd like to think that I will pick it up one day. I do like to think that. Can I say though with 100% certainty I will? No, absolutely not. That won't be a problem, Nabil. I'll happily do that, but it just needs to be something I'm investing my time in. Yeah, but I'm not going to be getting every airport, right? It'll be the London airports that I'd want to get, the Moroccan airports that I'd want to get, and like the relevant airports as well. Not all the airports around London, not all the airports in Morocco. It will just be depending on like where I'm flying to, or if there's like a certain routes that I do often. Then I'll know, okay, these are worth investing in. As an example. Fair enough, Lasagna. I mean, I've got Indici on anyway. And I'm happy to keep it on as well. And anytime I see a yellow, I'm going to acknowledge it. Just to be on the safe side. You'll be flying between 3 airports. No, I know. I'm aware. I'm aware. I didn't really understand the full appeal of like paying for airports, but then I saw, I think it's Gatwick, the paid version of Gatwick, and then I understood. I very quickly understood. Why is paying for airports a no-no, Jackson? Not as major if you can get it for free, then why not? They're not as major, but they add a lot to the gameplay. If the general standard of purchasable airports is like what I saw when I saw the Gatwick one, then I think it's absolutely worth it if it's an airport that you travel to regularly. Especially if it's an airport that you are familiar with in reality. I mean, get the paid ones for free. Oh, right. I think it just depends on the process. If it's something that I'm never going to have to worry about updating, then yeah, cool, I'll do it that way. But if it's going to be something where it's going to be convenient to just do it properly, then I'll just do it that way. Default airports are trash, especially if you know what they should look like in reality. But if you're just going to land in them once every month, for example, or once ever, then it's not such a huge deal. And even if you can get that content for free, why use up the storage? Don't get updated very often. How not often is not very often. Thank you, Lasagna. Casablanca Airport doesn't get updated for years, for example. There's care or. I'll have to see once I get into that world. Don't think I'm super fast either way. Did the East Coast Way get a new timetable by any chance when it got remastered? A new journey mode, sorry. It did. Okay, I see 34 minutes, 33 minutes. Do the 33-minute one. Why 9 times out of 10 I find the run I want to do is in the night time? I don't get it, man. So often. I'm hoping Manchester Airport commuter is like runs smoothly now, because I think last time I tried to play it, it was like super sus. But I did have a few mods active, so that could have been the reason why. I wasn't really looking for seafood. I was looking at the times, and I was looking on the journey modes instead of the timetable. Why does this light have a purpose? Or is it to light up the pantograph? The outside of the station does not look like this. These seats look very comfy, but I'm not sure how comfy they actually are. You wanted the Electro Star? Alright, boss man. Could have said that at the very beginning. Saved us some minutes. I don't know why they chose this train to be like the main TSW6 loading screen. I hate it. Sick of it. It's not even like... It didn't really make that much of a splash. I didn't know you actually specifically wanted seafood. We can do that. Reminds me of yesterday. What happened yesterday? I was doing a similar scenario and a yellow radio icon starts to blink on the HUD. Do you know what it means? It means that you need to change radio channel. Or if you have already changed the radio channel, do a radio check by pressing ZEW1 on the radio. What's the point in isolating DRA? It's not like the game actually uses that like it should. All the question going back to the menu. Yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting. No more of that though. I don't know how those mods made it back. I don't know how those mods made it back. I'm pretty sure I deleted them. And I'm pretty sure I checked afterwards as well when I uninstalled the game. No worries, CP. You like Seaford Station? What do you like about Seaford Station? its quietness. These are new. I've never seen them wearing over-ear headphones before. I've seen them wearing AirPods. The terminus aspect here, it is nice to have an end-to-end run. I do wish we also had the Hastings terminus.
Welcome aboard the Southern service to London Victoria, calling at Bishopston,
Which is where the trains usually go after Eastbourne.
Town, South East, Lewis, Cooksbridge, Plumpton, Wivelsfield, Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, Clapham Junction, and London Victoria. The next station is Bishopston.
I wonder how much a ticket for this journey would cost in real life. It would be nice to take a train to like one of these quiet locations. I don't know if there are services that just terminate at Eastbourne, but it is like the train would go there. And you know, like a similar event to what happens on Thames Valley branches, where you turn around the train and then go down on the branch line. It's basically something like that. So you would turn around the train and then go towards Hastings.
Bishopston.
But I would think there are services that actually do terminate at Eastbourne as well.
This is Bishopston.
Well, they usually don't extend routes when they remaster them, so it's not a huge surprise.
New Haven Harbour.
Is Restream working? I haven't seen anything pop up from YouTube, unless there's no one said anything on YouTube this whole time. Okay, yeah, it works fine. Thank you, Nabil. It's a nice little stream. I never noticed that before. I usually only pay from within the cab, so makes sense. Yeah. Oh yeah. They did add. Um. Isn't there a station at the end of this branch that they added that wasn't in the previous timetable? It was something to do with this area, but I don't remember exactly where it was.
We are now approaching New Haven Harbour. This is New Haven Harbour.
Hello, Jason. New Haven Port Station. Yeah, that's the one. Is that? That's not down here, is it? Isn't this like just for freight, or like these are just sidings, right? Where is that station?
Welcome aboard.
Oh, you have to be at track level to
Southern
notice it.
Service
Okay.
2, London Victoria. Call.
Let's have a little gander. Ah, this. Wait, this is disused though, isn't it? I'm gonna spad. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I can't believe I spadded. Yeah, doing it as an ECS service makes complete sense because it does look like a disused platform. One train a day call there. I'm surprised it's not used for freight. It looks like the perfect place for freight, but then I don't know what the logistics of that would be in reality.
This is New Haven Town. This train is the Southern Service to London Victoria. The next station.
I'm actually going to have a look at
South East.
how much a train ticket would cost to get from London Victoria to Seaford. I think I've got the train line app. Is it in Sussex? Seaford, Sussex.
Welcome aboard. the
Single,
Southern
one adult.
Service to London Victoria, calling out Southeast, Lewis, Cooksbridge,
Oof.
Sompton,
£40. Well,
Littlefield,
£37
Heath,
to be precise.
Gatwick Airport, East Croydon, Clapham Junction.
£37.
and
That's quite
London
pricey, man.
Victoria.
Although I don't know what I would have
The
estimated it
next
to be, in all
station
honesty.
is Southeast.
I guess for a I don't know, for a day out, or I don't know. It's not terrible. It's not a diabolical price, but it's not cheap at the same time. I do love the little 90 mile per hour section here, because like 90% of this route is just fairly slow, and then you've got this 70 and then 90 mile an hour section. I think that's when running at speed is the most thrilling, when you're doing so much casual slow driving, and then you just get one or two short opportunities to just really open up the throttle. Yeah, bro, the UK could never. The UK could never. I mean, you can get the rail card. You can get a rail card, and I think only pay a third, or you save a third, or something to do with a third. Jason might know better than I. And that's okay. But generally speaking, oh my god, we were looking at houses a few months ago to potentially move to, and I was checking, okay, how much would it cost to like get back into London? Because it was just outside of London, Like it would have been less than half an hour on the train, to get into like London Victoria or one of the terminals. And I think the annual cost for the ticket was like $4,000. And it's like, what are we doing, man? Why does it need to cost that much? It's completely nonsensical. And people are really paying. I mean, travel anyway in and around London is expensive. I've got a true privilege of not having to pay for travel. So I don't really keep up with like charges. But when somebody needs me to help them, for example, at work with, putting a travel card on their Oyster card, and that will be just within London, and I see the prices, oh my goodness me, man, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. I'm flying into the station, by the way. I wasn't paying attention at all. Goodness gracious me, this might be a complete skip. $125 yards.
Southeast. This train
You save a
is
third.
Southern service to London Victoria.
And when you're paying, when the cost is like $4,000, a third is a lot. But why does it need to be $4,000 in the first place, man? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But the best way to live in the UK is just stay clear of London. Like, the only good thing about living in London is you get to say you live in London, and even that doesn't hold weight anymore. It's not worth
Welcome aboard.
everything that comes with that. High crime rate,
London Victoria,
costs,
Lewis,
rent, all the
Cooksbridge,
taxes,
Plumpton,
congestion charge,
Whittlesfield,
ULEZ,
Haywards Heath, Gatwick Airport, East
insurance
Croydon,
costs.
Clapham Junction, and London Victoria.
It's just not worth it. London is like genuinely such a highly undesirable place to live in now. It's nice to visit as a tourist, or it's nice to visit if you're out of town. But my god. I can't tell you the benefits of living in London that aren't my workplace is in London. My family are in London. My church is in London. Outside of those things, I can't give you a benefit. Advanced ticket is the main thing. Cost me a total of £37 from Blackpool to Chatham, but because I didn't know my time to go home, I booked the day before and it cost me. My goodness. Oh man, 90 quid. That's painful. That's so painful, man. Like, train fares are a whole different topic in terms of like costs. From the time it's cheaper for you to fly to like Spain and then fly to the city that you actually want to go in the UK than just getting a train from A to B, I think that tells you everything you need to know. You do need a car, Nabil, but it's a lot cheaper to have a car outside of London. Insurance, I believe, is cheaper. You don't need to worry about congestion charge. You don't need to worry about ULEZ. I think there are some other costs that I'm not even thinking about. You don't need to worry about something like Dartford charge, Blackwall Tunnel charge. Oh, it's ridiculous, man. It's too much. It's actually too much. According to the government, it's not enough, but it's too much. That's what I'm saying, Jason. It's mad. It's madness. It's genuine madness. So how much would like would the train ride be for where you'd be getting a train to and from? Because I know it's going to be a lot more than 36 quid. SteamDB already revealing TSW7. Yeah, I've seen those leaks as well. Want people to go via train for climate, make trains to yeah. It's just like the economy is caved in. It's had its face caved in as it is, and it continues to be pummeled. Have you seen the last 3 timetable mods that dropped some awesome stuff? I saw the Preston. I saw the Preston to Carlisle modern timetable. I haven't seen any of the other ones though. I'm not going to be using mods anyway, for now. So honestly, it's probably better I don't even check the Trainsim community website at all. Pardon me. Blackpool to Manchester is £18.80. Single. So what would the cost be of the entire journey from Southern Ireland to Blackpool? Because it's going to be a mixture of different travels, right? But I know the real pain is going to come from the trains, the train services. I believe trainsim.cz has connected this to the London to Brighton route. As in he's like made this track, he's made the connection. I think it's like very basic, but it's there. There's not much in it at all. Not buying TSW routes anymore. They used to be $57. Now they're $60 for a standard route. $68 for a premium one. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to value, that's your choice to make, you know? Is it, yeah, it's just your money that you've earned one way or another. You know the work that you've put in or may not have put in for that money. And you will decide for yourself, is this worth that work that I did? Is this worth the 2 or 3 hours at work? Is this worth my money, ultimately? Right, thank you, Nabil, for East Coast Way. Now for Manchester Airport. Didn't actually mean to be looking there. I already know that I've done that. I haven't driven the Voyager in a while. Let's drive the Voyager. Oh, the services are pretty short though. Never mind. 323. Can do that one. Excluding spending money. Oh, you got a lift on the island side. Okay. Train and plane roughly 70 quid. And a return flight is 36 quid. It's insanity, man. Just pure insanity. You can mess with a fair few of these fuses. I never noticed. Why is it so bright in here? Perfectly 30 minutes, yeah, I know, right? That was kind of just chance. But this is, I think, the main train on this route, so makes sense that it would be of, well, more length than the 10-minute Voyager runs. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much, Jason. You have to consider what you value as well. Like for me personally, I like replayability value. I don't like a route where it feels okay. I've done 2 services now. That's it. So I like a route that has replayability, which usually means there's different types of services that you can do. There's a variety, you know, including layers if you want, of trains to drive. So I can do a particular service, maybe back and forth a couple of times. When I finally get bored of that, I can just jump into the, you know, maybe if I'm doing a regional express type of service, then I can then do a high-speed service or a local services or freight. Oh, I've done it again. I was not paying attention at all. We're gonna have to give Wormslow a complete miss, I think. Just gonna have to keep going. It's gonna force me to come to a stop anyway. The sanding that no one really knows whether it works or not. A 323 has a decent layout as well. The door panel is nice. Still haven't come to a stop. Standard Northern service. Are they really this bad? Oh boy. I lost. Jesus. Almost, we almost slid into the next platform. What am I missing? Three two three are really uncomfortable in aircon. I feel like every modern train now is uncomfortable. What am I missing? Do I need to keep it in like B3 for like a minute or like 30 seconds or what? I don't know what I'm missing here. I was off at the corridor space before the cab door. Why? What, this space? It makes it sound like it's gonna move. There we go. Where's the wheel slip light? I guess it would be the sanding if... Oh no, the sanding's manual. Is Jason needing further driver training? Or chat being a distraction. That's the excuse I'm going to use. And I sit with the trains manager for a meeting. I'll say, listen, I was locked in, but I did have quite a hefty distraction to my left. To a degree. Okay, so either, right, it's one of two things, Jason. Either I yap and take my eyes off the tracks and we don't come to a stop until about 1.5 miles after the platform, or I sit here in silence, put my glasses on and lock in. To be honest, I think there's an audience for both. I think this attempt at making the station look nice makes it even worse. These brakes are atrocious. I think they've attempted to put some flowers here for it to make the station look nice. They just slapped it in concrete pots, on concrete, in front of concrete. And it just looks atrocious. It makes the place look even worse. Makes it even more miserable. We're here for the comical factor. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if the comedy was on purpose, you know, rather than me just being a muppet. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it is dystopian. It is dystopian, man. That's horrible. Horrible, horrible. Just leave it as it is. It's dreary, it's miserable. The weather obviously doesn't help in this particular run. Just it is what it is. You know, it's ugly. It is what it is. Just leave it as it is. I bet it wasn't allowed to be put in them otherwise because of safety concerns. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. It's insane how much like health and safety. I don't want to say ruins. I'll say disrupts. I'll say disrupts. And then, yes, ultimately things are like for the better. But I'll give you an example of fire safety not being, which is health and safety at the same time, not being great. There used to be some stations on the London Underground that had some shelves where people, anyone from the public, would put books in for other people to pick up and read. And it was a really nice system. And it was used, you know, you see people putting in their books. You see them going in and taking some other books to read. It was nice. Like, it was in an area of the city where the focus is just getting from A to B, rushing, you know, not taking a moment to breathe. Thank you very much, Yaya, for the follow. Not really taking a moment to breathe. It was nice. It was actually kind of nice. And then I realized they started taking them away, and I asked someone at work, like, why, like, what's happening to all the like bookshelves? And then they said, oh, like they're taking them away basically because of fire safety concerns, which was absolute bollocks, by the way, in my opinion, because yeah, the cases were wooden, but they were short. They were like two levels from the ground, so they were fairly short. And if they were to be set on fire, they wouldn't affect anything else. It would just be the little bookcase that's on fire. It wouldn't cause harm to anybody or anything else, unless you look like an idiot, you go towards it and put your hand in the fire. And so it's returned the stations to just, you know, that dreary, monotonous, I'm going to work and I'm going back home mentality, and that's it. It was just unnecessary. Very unnecessary in my opinion. Have you seen the new game that like Rockstar Bully, the high school game called Agefield? Maybe cool for play through. It's better than Bully. I haven't seen anything about that, no. I actually never played Bully, you know. I think I missed out. I missed out on quite a bit in terms of games and like growing up and stuff. Agefield. Let's have a little look. It's got a Steam rating of 5 out of 10. The Steam reviews are mostly negative. It's not looking good, bro, I'll be honest. It's got mostly negative reviews on Steam. Don't think I'll be touching it. Yeah, same, Nabil. And it's quite easy to seed out the BS as well when it comes to Steam reviews. I mean, a lot of people make it part of their living. Okay, maybe not part of their living per se, but a lot of people, like, their accounts are based off reviews. What's up with this? What's up with this? Why is it blue? Is that meant to be? I've never seen anything like that before. I think we're gonna have room for one more request. And it probably will be a little longer than half an hour, but it will bring us to 5 o'clock. Oh, sorry, 5:02. Position 1 for the throttle doesn't really do anything. Tadami? I'm afraid not. As much as that would make for a very interesting end, I must decline. Not only would it make a an interesting end to the stream, but probably an interesting end to my ambassadorship as well. I doubt it's like reality, Jason. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not a train driver in real life, but sometimes with the same train, you have different feelings of the throttle in game. And Matt said recently, and TS controllers confirmed this recently as well. Different developers code the like acceleration and deceleration and stuff, like the values for those differently, which is just ridiculous. So there's just a complete mismatch of like underlying code for the trains depending on what developer which developer's trains you're using. The Class 70 must be going to be TSW7. Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't make it for TSW6. I mean, it might still make it for TSW6. And as enough has been said officially about TSW7, so we could just have a TSW 6.5. I don't know. But for months, it's at least looked pretty ready. So yeah, not sure exactly. I don't know whether it's like, I don't know. Maybe there's like a specific reason for why it's being held back. You would hope that with all this waiting though, when it does come, it would be completely bug free, you know? It would come in perfect condition. Wouldn't bet on it. But you would expect that to be the case. SteamDB leaked it. Apparently the editor has leaked stuff. But you know what I'm gonna say. To use Dovetail's terminology, if it's not on the roadmap. Exactly, Jason. Thank you very much, boss. Once you hear it from the horse's mouth, free to do what you like with that information. I think that's what that saying means. Horse's mouth. 420 is on the roadmap and we still don't have it. Yeah, that's a good point. You do make a good point, actually. I guess then, you know, if you have it in your hands, then you have it. It's something that exists. If you don't have it in your hands, then there's a possibility it might not exist. How about that? I'm trying here, okay? I'm trying. I'm trying. I cannot believe this hack of just keeping my bottle of water on the floor and then it just doesn't get hot. I was looking at mini fridges on TikTok Shop, and they're very affordable, but I realized I just don't have anywhere to put it. I can get I'd love a mini fridge. I think I need one actually. I don't have room. There's no room in this room. Forget just on my desk or near me. There's no room in this room. There's no room for what I've got going on. You have to like tiptoe over so many things just to fucking get to this seat. Can't wait to buy a house. I'm not paying attention to the objective marker. I'm just looking towards the end of the platform. But by the time I think to myself, oh, let me actually see how close I am. It says 2 yards and I'm going at 25 miles an hour. Was that a Voyager that just went past? I think it was. That was kind of cool. Not even Wiz, I think it's still on it. Ridiculous. Yeah. 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 I don't know what this 420 consists of, you know? We know that there's a version for like every route where it makes sense to have its own version on, okay? We know that it's going to come out with the TSW6 features, okay? Just give us the train, man. If it still needs work, it still needs work. But just like, you're never going to get it into a perfect state. You can't. And even if you do manage to do that, a game update can just break it anyway. So what's the point in like taking so much precaution just to have something else completely unrelated to you break your content anyway? Hope that TSW does a free version this year because I'm not buying it. All the leaks sound boring. I only want to collect some UK stuff from now on with those prices. I don't think it would make sense. What is this? Why are the bridges so dark? I don't think it makes sense to not carry on with the free version. They've been doing it for what, 2 years in a row now, so you think it's been working. But it makes sense on it. Doesn't it have an SKA version? Doesn't it have like every version for all the routes that it does make sense to be on? Yeah. Fernbus is the one where I don't think I'm going to spend money on that. If I get my hands on it, I get my hands on it. Otherwise, I'm just not going to bother. Else, we get it, bro. You think the streams are boring? You don't have to rub it in, you know? Munich, Frankfurt, Stuttgart. No, Cologne, really? That's strange. I'll be surprised if it, you know, when it eventually does come out, if it ever does. If it doesn't have a Köln variant. Then it could be free roam only. Yeah, the Munich situation is very similar to the London commuter situation, where it just seems like Dovetail are just afraid to touch it. Els, go watch a flight sim stream, man. Go watch a flight sim. Flight sim stream. Got that little diesel moving. The station gives me Camden vibes. What do you mean, wow? I'm the one that should be saying wow. Yeah, yeah. Flying in, yeah. I think my personal experience so far with VR, like my best experience with it has been in Flight Sim. I've had some cool driving experiences in VR, no doubt, but it doesn't hit the same, man. And maybe that's just down to the quality of my headset. It's a Quest 2. It's nothing special, but it's a very good experience flying with it. Very good experience. For how little I use my headset, I'm shocked by the fact that most of my hours on Flight Sim have been with the headset on. Hope the Richmond extension comes soon. Again, I don't know why that's taken as long as it is. It really does feel like some things have been intentionally held back. I don't think that's the case. I wouldn't want to think that, but it does certainly feel like that is the case. Because we've had like pictures and screenshots for quite a while now of it. Ah, that's not great, is it? The heck is that? Oh, okay. Never mind. I saw it wrong. Thankfully. Another year for Richmond, bro. It's probably built a whole city around. If it's one thing Johannes does best, is too much. Although here's the irony, right? So he did do that for the Mildmay line, where it wasn't necessary at all. And then in the Thames Valley branches, when we actually needed some extra bits on the main line, on the Great Western Main Line, he cut it too short. I find that very interesting. It took long because Thames Valley branch is priority. Well, he did Thames Valley branches, and he also did work with All Aboard Studios for Trent Valley. He did a bit of the scenery there. And fair enough, if we're helping another developer, that's one thing. But you're creating a whole other DLC, whereas the previous one still needs work. If it was for like income purposes, to just like get some income going, then fair enough. But if that's not the reason why he decided to do things that way, then I'm at a loss, I think. DCG's only German DLC release in this TSW was Frankenbahn. And that was strange. Everything about that was strange, in my opinion. I wish the Glossop line version of Manchester Piccadilly was this busy. It's a shame things just get neglected, man. Like, how good a route can be sometimes, or how good a timetable can be sometimes, It just depends on when it was made. Like Glossopline stinks because it just happened to be made before this and before that and before this, and that's why it's so bad and dead and quiet. And this just so happens to be good because it was made after they were introduced into the game, and where things went in the game yet, space was made for them. Like the Voyager, for example. It's been a fairly quiet year for German content, isn't it? Frankfurt S-Bahn, Leia, Munich, Augsburg, Linke Rheinstrecke, Autobahn. Talking of Linke Rheinstrecke, I'm going to do that. No one's requested anything, so I'm going to do my own request and play that route. Because I haven't spent any time on it. I think I've done one 628 service on there. Whoops. I don't want to do the route introduction. Or maybe I do. Oh, the 103 introduction. I thought it was going to be a route introduction. Actually, you know what? I might benefit from this, you know.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this.
I think I've driven this once and then I had an issue and I didn't know how to get myself out of it.
When you're ready to begin, climb aboard.
I could work it out though, right? But maybe there's something in there that I've never like learned before.
Sit in the driver's seat. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. This locomotive requires the reverser handle to be inserted before operation. Set the reverser to the neutral. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational.
I didn't expect this to
Unlock the
illuminate.
brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled from this cap. This
When Matt used to do
locomotive has two
voiceovers, I
types
know,
of
right?
brakes. You'll be using the driver's brake, which controls brakes on the entire formation. If you were running as a light locomotive, you would use the direct brake, which is quicker to apply.
I
but
love the
only
look of this
performs
thing.
braking on the locomotive.
Reminds me of those like American
Open the
RVs from
passenger
like the
door to
60s and
allow boarding.
70s. So safety systems.
Close the doors before departure.
Why is transformer switch off?
The reverser controls the direction of
For faster acceleration, the transformer switch can be used. This supplies the traction motors with an additional 100 volts each, increasing power output. To avoid damage to the locomotive, it should not be used for more than 2 minutes or on trains with more than 8 coaches.
Interesting.
If too much power is applied, the MCB may trip.
I think that's what
If this
that's what happened to
set
me
the
last
tap
time.
changer to 0 and close the MCB to recover the locomotive.
Release the brakes and depart the station. The large wheel in the center of the desk is the tap changer, which controls power delivery in the locomotive. Set the tap changer to the power index you need, and the traction motors will gradually apply the set power. The currently selected tap is shown on the dashboard.
How do I know like how far I should go? How far is too much? I didn't buy Stuttgart. The rolling stock is a nightmare to drive. Is it? I don't think it was too bad. The crocodile runs are like an hour and a half. I haven't got an hour and a half. If I can find a run that fits within like half an hour, I'll do it. If not, then maybe I'll just do the crocodile run and then save it. I'm trying to keep it within the red range. I have no idea like how high is too high. This logo looks so interesting. It does look interesting. It looks very interesting.
If you do not, braking will cause a traction lockout.
The first
Go off my
DBR
vibes.
103.1 entered service in 1970.
Hello, my bot.
It was designed for DB's new intercity system, so it had to be capable of pulling a
It's more to get it out of the way, my bot, and to ensure I actually do know this logo and not. I won't be surprised by something that I wasn't expecting. You know I don't need it. I don't need to do it. I keep blowing up this train. Sometimes it stops and won't go again. Yeah, I had that happen to me before. And it was like mid-journey, so I was like well on my way.
The BR-103.1 proved capable though, as its power output of 7,440.
My plane just falls out of the sky after a 4-hour flight.
Makes it one of the most powerful electric locomotives
Sorry,
ever
bro.
produced.
Just do that like that hack where you just like put the plane wherever you want in the sky. Just pretend it didn't happen.
And until 1987, it had a near monopoly on fast passenger services with speeds above 160.
I'm laughing. That's hilarious, bro.
It was not uncommon for
Bro said his
individual
plane just fell out of the
locomotives to
sky.
cover in excess
That's
of
funny.
1,000 kilometers a day. In 1985, a BR
And it's a skill
set
issue
a
as
new
well,
speed
which is
record
funny
for a
too.
German train, reaching 283 kilometers
Oh,
per hour.
damn.
That's 176 miles per hour.
It's fairly interesting. Yeah, what Nabil said, bro. That's a skill issue. Big man thing. Where's the power? See what I'm saying? This loco's weird, man. So much for a tutorial. Dan's plane didn't drop after 4 hours of flying randomly. Okay, I hear the fans blowing, but why? Where's my acceleration? Where's my acceleration? What's the point in here? The fans blowing means something is happening.
You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small
I don't
amount of
understand.
braking force using the driver's brake valve to bring the train to a gentle stop.
I don't understand. I think this is what happened to me last time when I played with it. I didn't blow up anything. It was working completely fine, and then it told me to go to 0 so that we could start braking. I put it down to 0. Wasn't braking. accelerated back up, it didn't want to do it. I did Dracula's into MCB. It didn't seem to like have made any difference. Give me 1 second, excuse me. Hello? Okay, it is working. So why is it working once we came to a stop? But I didn't do anything obviously wrong, Lasagna, right? I literally just went down to 0, didn't touch the brakes at all. And then when I tried to accelerate again, nothing would happen. But you'd hear the fans spooling up. As if the train is responding. But then it just doesn't do anything. Come on, man. Well, let's do a service and see how it goes. Question is it going to give me anything within the half an hour? Locked chapters, fucking hell, man. No, what a disastrous like feature. The fan driven up is a sign you killed it. No, it's not, because they also rev up when it starts accelerating normally. Okay, they're all 50 minutes. Okay, well, I'll just take one and then we'll just end it at 5. Take a morning service as we do. I need to delete this Thomas loading screen from the loading screens folder. 5:02, my bad. 5:02. I won't make that mistake again. See what we got going on here. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can't walk any further than that. I assume it will be the same here. Bless me. Okay. What have we got going on down here? Wipers. Light dimmer. Okay. Maybe the safety systems are on the other side. I don't know what I just did there. This is how Nabil likes to drive. Oh, this thing has LZB as well. That's quite cool. Thank you. The traction motor fan is off. I turned it on, but then I turned it back off. It should be on, okay. It's only got high and high. So why does it have two positions? Still nothing. Oh, the circuit breaker was open. It was initially in trail. That didn't sound right, so I put it on automatic. Okay, it should be in trail. Why? Why should the auxiliary be in trail? I don't know if this should be on, you know, traction motor fan. Because it was coming on automatically. I'll let it come on automatically like it was doing before. I don't know what signal I just passed. Between this, Hamburg, Lübeck, pretty sure there's more as well. I've spent like 20 minutes. It's cool seeing the crocodile doing his thing. I think that's the second one that's gone past. Hello, Mr. Novinus. How you doing? So much for a tutorial, I know, right? I know, man. So this is a what, 1987, I think? 1984. That's cool, man. It's cool having a window into history. And looking at how things were done once upon a time. I wonder how many of these locos are still used today. I think the 363 is still used today, right? I think the 628 is still used here and there. Release PZB. Oh, I know you can do that, and I have vague knowledge of when you're fine to do that. I always let the train do it. Now I used to release, but now I just leave it up to the train. I used to get it wrong a lot of the time, and I would release and then get a hit with a Swang Bremsung. And I said, you know what? If I just leave it up to the train, I can't get it wrong. If you released and it kept flashing, you were not supposed to release. Okay, that's good to know. So doesn't that just mean then, if it's flashing, that you're still under the 1000 Hertz restriction? But only if it flashed after release. It's interesting that the train allows you to release. Because if it knows that you shouldn't have, or that you're still restricted, I don't think anything should change, even if you do try and release. Is there LZB on this route? Okay. I didn't release it, Mabot. I didn't release it. I don't use that function myself anymore at all. Is that what runs on it today then? The Flirt? Yes, my boat. I stay at 40 kilometers. I'll stay at 40 kilometers an hour until the restriction lifts. I try to stay at 40 anyway. I'm not always successful. I know I've driven the Flirt in TSC, but it was on this route. I had no idea. That's actually kind of cool. Although I don't really remember much of the route itself and what it looked like. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I've got like a very, very vague memory of it, of driving it, but I can't recall any route specific details. Seeing this coming at you from the horizon and flying by must have been so cool, man. It's just got such a unique look. See, this is like an example of like a nice, unique, not the Coploper. The Coploper is unique, yes, but it's not nice. Yeah, I think there's a certain, it's like 1 point something kilometers, I think, Mabot. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a certain distance that you travel, and then it will automatically release you. I'm looking forward to SnowRunner tomorrow, man. Looking forward to having that not playlist, that soundtrack that Sammy posted. I think it will give the stream some ambiance. You know, like my ambiance. How did the freight get priority over the passenger? That's a hell of a train, Jesus. Don't understand how we got priority though. Is this a TOD3 route or a TOD4? Either it's a really good thing I can't tell, or a really bad thing. Simply said, a PZB restriction can be released with the PZB release button once the indicator light has gone out after passing the relevant point, normally after 700 meters for a 1000 Hz magnet. A 500 Hz restriction immediately before the main signal generally must not be released. Understandable. I think even if you do release it, it will get you if you exceed 25 kilometers an hour, right? Come on, man! I pressed C4. It even showed up on the right hand side that I pressed it. What are we doing, man? I realize when this light is on, I don't have power. Lufter. What does lufter mean? Lufter. When that light's on, I don't have power. Fan. Thank you. I still don't have power. Like, it wants me to turn the fans on. Do you think even though you have a passion for trains, the job will someday bore you if you got the role? I honestly don't know. I would think so if I'm driving the same train on the same section every working day. Then I think the reasonable answer would have to be yes. I do think I would get bored, but I honestly wouldn't know until I'm there. I wonder whether my passion for planes would soon die in an environment where it's not my job to fly. It depends how you see it. If you were to get that as a job, and then you start just seeing it as work, then it will get to a point where you're not gonna like it anymore. You're not gonna enjoy it as much as you do now. But if you go into it and with a mentality or a mindset of I'm coming to fly planes. This is what I love to do. I'm coming to do what I love. I'm coming to do my passion. No, I don't think you can ever get bored of it. Then you're always going to be like, you're always going to have that childlike interest or excitement or curiosity. It's all about perspective at the end of the day. Thank you, Nabil. I'm a fan of you too. Vote. Yesterday I took a train here and ports to visit the valley where they produced the Porto wine. It was a 1960s diesel loco designed by the Brits of 70s coaches. Do you know what loco exactly, my bro? Or if you could post a picture on Discord. We need to do a fan meeting in Canary Wharf for Fishy Sunday. Yeah, man. Sunday. What do you think, Els? Like, how would you, like, what would your response have been? That didn't sound like a yes. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing that you pointed out there. It's 37 degrees heat. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, it's not really the what's the word? That's not really the weather you want to experience the diesel loco in. Like enough heat comes off them as it is. I don't think a meet and greet would be very successful. Only meet and greet makes sense right now is you come to London for a holiday, say hello to me while you're here, and then that's it. That's the meet and greet done. Wrap it up. Yeah, I do want to have a look at it, my bot. Oh, that looks like something from Derail Valley, actually. The coaches look like the Amtrak, like tuna cans. I can imagine them getting very hot. Can I get an autograph? If you ask nicely. For anyone interested, that's the logo. It's a battle for me wanting to make my own way for myself or pursue it. So some people die mentally and jumps off it. Yeah, but then you'll have people who will work, will do jobs, and have the time of their lives every day, man. You know those people that every day they're smiling, they're joyful. You know, they just love what they're doing. I don't even realize the time. They just love what they're doing. You can be that. You could be getting paid for something you love doing. And that's why I said, like, I think it matters relative to your like mental perspective, like how you see it. You can see it as work, and every morning think, oh, gotta get up at 4 a.m. or whatever to slave away. Or you could think of it as like, I'm going to do something I love. And there are definitely times when it will still be challenging and tough. But ultimately, if it's something that you love and that your heart's in it, I think you can I think you can enjoy it for like the rest of your life. Right, I'm gonna leave it there. No one else is streaming. Whereas I keep going with the where the flow. The flow comes to the end with building a dam. Nice, Machiavelli. I'm happy for you. That's your experience. We'll be back tomorrow with some SnowRunner co-op as usual. So you are all invited to partake. 6 p.m. BST. Until then, I wish you guys a lovely rest of your afternoon and a lovely evening as well. As always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Health is wealth. And until the next one, peace out.